Let's talk about big data product architecture in the series of Big Data Product Architecture Simplified. Today we will talk about the Databricks. Databricks comes under non-native category. It means that Databricks application layer is deployed on any of the cloud. The supported clouds are AWS, GCP, and Azure. Since Databricks comes under the non-native category, so it works on the concept of control plane and data plane. But in the case of Databricks, the data plane is called the compute plane or compute node. This is a summary connect to us for the detailed architecture and working of Databricks. Let's talk about the concept of control plane and the compute plane. Control plane consists of major components of workplace configurations, web application, backend services, notebook and SQL queries, and finally the security. Workplace configurations is specific to individual user when someone creates account or someone is given access to that account. There are setup and corresponding multiple configurations for different features and functionality in the workplace. Web application is the layer that allows user to interact with feature and functionality on the compute plane through backend service at control plane. Web application also provides UI for notebook, job and queries, and the cluster management. Backend services facilitate interactions among web application, database, job and query, a scheduler, and notebook based upon the user and hence user workplace configurations. Backend services run and manage query on compute plane and the corresponding compute nodes. Notebook and SQL queries. Notebook and SQL queries is another component which basically used by individual user. And finally, the security. The security layer is applied everywhere on the control plane, and in the security there is a SSL defined internal to communicate among different components. Now come to compute plane. Compute plane consists of components of data processing, classic compute plane, warehouse, and models, and the ML flow. Data processing is the activity against various queries run and data processing against Spark cluster. Databricks specializes in Spark cluster and exclusively provides Spark cluster in the market. There are additional features which basically interact with Spark cluster for different workload and the nature of the workload. Classic compute plane is basically layer that allows user to manage clusters and run various queries on Spark clusters. Warehouse is basically data warehouse is nothing but metastore targeting either Hive or data lake for the data warehouses purposes. In the last, Databricks compute plane contains the models and ML flow. Model means machine learning model. Databricks provides the best means and the platform for machine learning in AI. It works on end-to-end machine learning model operations. It basically allows to make a data, train the model, test the model, deploy the model on the production environment or any environment, and continuously monitoring the performance of the model. If model deviates from the targeted accuracy, then model is archived. New model is being brought up in the place of old one. The end-to-end machine learning lifecycle works on ML flow and ML ops concepts. So these are the basic information about Databricks, control plane, and compute plane.